Hey, welcome into Inside Toppers Baseball. I'm Cody Shook alongside Coach Burkle as always. Just got back from our weekend road trip. We played down in Concord, in Beckley, West Virginia, and then we played Shawan in Murfreesboro, North Carolina. So you picked the pitcher of our player of the week was Yale Hughes. He had 7 hits and 16 at-bats, 1 double, 1 triple, 2 home runs, and 6 RBIs. Can you touch on Yale Hughes, the performance he had, the impact he made on the games this weekend?
Well, Yale had a busy weekend. He also got a start and a win, so he's more or less the player of the week, not just the hitter, because for the first time in 10 years that I've been here, the offense was ahead of the pitching. So it was nice to see. Yale did have a good weekend. He shortened up his swing. I believe he's figured out how to hit at this level now, so he's probably going to be a mainstay in the lineup for us.
All right, and then the pitcher of the week. I don't know if any of you guys have ever watched this show, but usually Coach Burkle picks a starting pitcher, and this is the first time he's picked a reliever / this time he picked the entire bullpen as the pitcher of the week. 8 pitchers pitched in 5 games, and they earned 2 wins and 1 save in those 5 games. Talk about the impact that they made, and moving forward, the confidence you have in the bullpen.
That's a first too, having confidence in our bullpen. We've last year, that opening weekend, I believe when we played Concord, we had 13 walks. So this time the walks were cut down. You know, we can defend base hits and we can defend balls hit somewhere, but we can't defend walks. So this year they've come to pitch, if you would, but the whole bullpen from top to bottom did great. I mean, from our closer and Torrey, Nicky Nauman, everybody really. I mean, it was a complete staff effort, and that doesn't take anything away from the performance that Sean Perry had, because Sean was pretty dominant. And I'm looking for big things from Sean Perry this year and our other 3 starters. So if the bullpen stays where they're at and we keep the confidence in them, then we're not afraid to go to those 7, 8, 9 guys in the bullpen.
All right, so now we're going to talk about our opening games against Concord. It was a doubleheader, 2 7s. In the first game, it was a really close one. We won 4-2, and then the second game, the bats got going, the pitching was there, and we won 16-5. Can you touch on Concord and how we played in those first games?
Well, that first game, it's typical Westlake Concord baseball. It's a 1-run, 2-run game. The second game, Coach Garrett put some young guys in to see if they could handle it. I think his pitching probably let him down a little bit. I think he was probably a little upset with that, but again, we came to swing the bats, you know, from our rookies through our veteran leadership at the plate. Our bats came alive, and it's hard to defend, you know, 15, 16 hits and 16 runs. That's hard to defend, to score that many.
All right, and then we traveled down to Murfreesboro and played Shawan, and we lost the first game 8-3, and then after that game you asked us what kind of team we're going to be, and then we got back at it in the second game, and we won 9-3. And just touch on how the team just came alive and turned it around.
It's all coaching.
Okay, all coach.
And the question I asked wasn't what kind of team you were going to be.
I don't think I can say what you actually said, but
We'll save that one for another show, a late night show. But they did respond well, and that's a first for us too. To respond to some coaching with a little bit of fire is something that we haven't had. I know there was a ball misplayed in the 9th inning in one game down there, a routine fly ball that the sun got in our eyes and we misplayed, but in years past we would have lost that game. And this year we found a way to win with a little bit of adversity. So it was nice to see things come together, and we're a pretty veteran ball club, so it's easy to say, but it's about time.
So in that second day down there in Shawan, we won in one 9-inning game, 11-8. Parker Dyson got the start, and that was basically every pitcher hands-on deck type of game, and it was high scoring. Talk about the importance of having that bullpen for that game and the whole entire weekend.
Well, for us, and I stress it with the pitchers, that 1-1 is the most important count for us. We need to win that count. We need to be at 1-2. And Parker struggled with that. Parker's a second-year guy who's still struggling a little bit with the strike zone at times. But if he keeps us in a game through his start, then every confidence in the world comes from the bullpen now. And we use guys that haven't been on the mound before. You know, Jesse Padlow, his first time throwing with us. Mitch Biocchi, 3rd-year guy, first time he gets on the bump. So with that confidence in the bullpen, you don't mind pulling the starter a little bit early. You don't feel like you have to ride them as hard.
All right, and are you more impressed with the pitching staff giving up 26 runs in 5 games, or more impressed with the hitters scoring 43 in those 5 games?
I'd have to say the pitching staff. With the limited walks that we had, we're throwing strikes. And the offense did very, very well. Don't get me wrong. For the first time in years, the offense has caught up to the pitching right away. The shakiest part for us over the weekend was probably our defense. Pretty much first time outside on turf, and then first time outside on natural. So there was a little bit of an up and down. I thought, especially our middle guys, there was just some rust and some miscues, little things that we're going to fix this week and make sure they don't happen again.
All right, and then this upcoming weekend we play Ohio Dominican. What do you know about them, and how are we going to come away with 3 victories?
I know they're a pretty good ball club. I know that first-year coach, so that's always a motivating factor there. But other than that, I don't know much about them. Looking at scouting reports, stuff like that, that's all. Those are numbers to me. It depends on who shows up to play that day. I mean, we had our number 1 on the mound against Shawan, and if you'd have told me we came back 4-1 with Greg losing, I probably would have told you were nuts. But if teams time you up, figure you out, then anybody can beat anybody at this level on any day. So.
All right, and then last thing here, I'm just going to touch on the regional poll. We did come in 6th place this week. What have you looked into it at all?
No, I didn't know about it until you told me. We're in week 1. We're headed into week 2, so it's not that big a deal now. Week 12, 13, 14, we start looking at those. Then it becomes a little bit of a, let's see where we're at. What do we got to do to remain where we're at? But this early, no. It's nice to have the program get some ink and get some press, but a regional poll, preseason polls don't mean anything to us.
All right, well then, I guess we'll just keep playing it day by day. That's all we got here on Inside Toppers Baseball. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at Toppers Baseball for live updates on games. And that's all we got for this week. Check us out next week on YouTube.